Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have some major news, some big updates out of Venezuela after the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier showed up in the region, ready to unleash on Venezuela. The dictatorship in Caracas has gone on high alert. The military is being scrambled across the country. Its bombs could start falling at any point in time on Venezuela. I'm filming this as of November 11th. All information in the video is up to date as of November 11th. And I can tell you, and I've told you before, I'll tell you again, it's a rapidly fast developing situation. It is a situation where information is changing literally by the hour, by the day, and sometimes by the minute. But we have some big updates as Venezuela, the dictatorship of Nicolas Maduro, prepares to brace for a shock and awe campaign carried out by the United States military. Before we get into it, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. Comment with your thoughts below. How do you want to see us handle the Maduro regime now that the carrier strike group has entered the region, entered the theater, preparing to unleash hell on the Maduro dictatorship? Let me know in the comments. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me online. My DMs are wide open. If you have any tips about any stories that are out there, any information, please reach out to my DMs. Send me what you got. I love talking with you all. You guys are the best audience on YouTube. Now let's get into it. So I'm going to put this on the screen for you right away. This was the announcement. Get it up there. What you're looking at here is the announcement from the United States military earlier today, November 11th, announcing that the Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group has entered the U.S. Fourth Fleet in the Caribbean, the theater where the war against Venezuela, if President Trump pursues that and issues the final order to drop the bombs, will start. So everyone was waiting for the Ford to show up. Everyone's like, when is the carrier getting here? When will the carrier be in strike position? When will we have those air assets available, ready to roll? So the answer is we got it on Tuesday, November 11th. Says the Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group, led by the world's largest aircraft carrier, USS Gerald R. Ford, entered the U.S. Southern Command area of responsibility on November 11th. I should actually probably get this photo ready to rock and roll for you as well. The Maritime Forces arrival comes after Secretary of War Pete Hegseth directed the carrier strike group to support the president's directive to dismantle transnational organizations and counter narco-terrorism in defense of the homeland. Notice how they don't say Venezuela, but we all know this is about Venezuela. You don't need an aircraft carrier loaded with fighter jets to go after a drug boats, right? This is about going after the Maduro regime. We all know it. Let's not kid ourselves. This is a statement from the Pentagon. The enhanced U.S. force presence in the U.S. Southcom AOR will bolster U.S. capacity to detect, monitor, disrupt illicit actors and activities that compromise the safety and prosperity of the United States homeland and our security in the Western Hemisphere. These forces will enhance and augment existing capabilities to disrupt narcotics trafficking and degrade and dismantle transnational criminal organizations. With more than 4,000 sailors and dozens of tactical aircraft aboard, the Ford provides combatant commanders and America's civilian leaders increased capacity to project power through sustained operations at sea. The first in-class carrier can simultaneously catapult, launch, and recover fixed-wing aircraft on its flight deck day or night in support of tasked operations. So right here, if we scroll down to give you guys a look, so it's escorted by the Bainbridge, the Mahan, the Winston Churchill, and a couple other ships. And then here, right here, I'm going to highlight that for you. Right there is the planes. You got F-18s, E-8, 18G Growlers. You got the F-18E, F-18F. You've got helicopters. You've got then down here, the destroyers in company bring anti-air, anti-submarine, and anti-surface capabilities, include the Aegis combat system, missile vertical launch systems, and various large mount guns. As the IAMDC, Winston Churchill leads the strike group's air and ballistic missiles defense. So for those of you who don't know what the Ford looks like, this is a picture of the bad boy right here. This is the Ford. You can see all the aircraft. Let's zoom in. You can see all the aircraft on the deck. Look at those beautiful F-18s. It's a whole hell of a lot of firepower. You can see a helicopter right here. So it is a highly advanced aircraft carrier. Everyone was waiting for it to show up. As we know from the video I made earlier today, is there. Well, the Venezuelan government is panicking. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen for you. Let me get it up. So it says right here, Maduro raises military alert in Venezuela amid escalating tensions with the United States. The decision, effective this Tuesday and Wednesday, coincides with the arrival in the Caribbean waters of the USS Gerald Ford, the most advanced aircraft carrier in the U.S. fleet, and thus the most advanced aircraft carrier on the planet. Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez has issued a statement reporting that military alert levels in the country have been raised. According to the note, this is in compliance with orders issued by the citizen Nicolas Maduro Mores, constitutional president of the Bolivarian Republic and commander-in-chief. Padrino's announcement, according to the statement, impeaches a higher phase of the so-called Independence 200 plan, a military response mechanism ordered in September to strengthen defense measures against the U.S. military in the Caribbean. It says the decision escalates political and military tensions between the United States and Venezuela as Caracas made the announcement that Gerald Ford, the largest and most advanced carrier, arrived in Latin America. The Pentagon confirmed the deployment. And here we go. So it says the measure will take effect Tuesday, November 11th and Wednesday, November 12th, involves placing the entire military arsenal of Venezuela on full operational readiness, as well as the massive deployment of land, air, riverine, and missile assets, weapon system, military units, the Bolivarian militia, citizen security organs, and the comprehensive defense commands. They are going on high alert. I repeat, the Venezuelans are now on high alert. Their weapons are armed. Their weapons, what little weapons they have, what little missile systems they have, because remember, they were begging Russia for offensive weapons. We know Russia sent them air defense systems. It does not appear they sent them offensive missiles and drones. So they are arming their air defense. They are arming what weapons they have to try to stop a U.S. strike on the country. Put this up on the screen for you. This right here is the strike order issued by Nicolas Maduro. This right here is the order. It says the new dimension of the full operational readiness entails massive deployment of land, air, naval, river, missile assets, weapon systems, military units. So what you're looking at here is the actual text, and it says it is aimed at optimizing command, control, and communications within the framework of armed and unarmed combat methods of the comprehensive defense of the nation. So if we go over here, it says, this is from the Venezuelans. I'm not making this up. This is from them. It says, nothing and no one will bend the dignity of the sons and daughters of the Bolivar and Chavez. Chavez lives, the homeland continues, independence and socialist homeland. That is what the Venezuelans are announcing to the world as they arm their weapons to try to strike America. This is as spicy as it's going to get, ladies and gentlemen. And then lastly, we covered this in the other video too. I'm going to hit it again because it goes to show what an insane situation the Venezuelans are in. Give me a second here as I try to pull it up. It's being a little bit slow. Give me one moment. So what you see on the screen now comes from Reuters. It says Venezuelan military preparing guerrilla response in case of U.S. attack. Says Venezuela is deploying weapons, including decades-old Russian-made equipment, and is planning to mount a guerrilla-style resistance or sow chaos in the event of a U.S. air or ground attack, according to sources with knowledge of the efforts and planning documents seen by Reuters. Then if we scroll down here, it says this is the plan they have. It says the guerrilla-style defense, which the government has termed the prolonged resistance and mentioned in broadcast on state television, would involve small military units at more than 280 locations carrying out acts of sabotage and guerrilla tactics, according to the sources. The second strategy, called anarchization, that's a tough word for me to pronounce. I'm never on. I know they're trying to create anarchy. I get it. Would use intelligence services and armed ruling party supporters to create disorder on the streets of the capital, Caracas, and make Venezuela ungovernable for foreign forces. And then right here, they know they're cooked. A source says we wouldn't last 2 hours in a conventional war. Another source says that we're not ready to face one of the world's most powerful and well-trained armies As I said in the first video, we're not one of the world's most powerful or well-trained armies. We are the world's most powerful and well-trained army. That is what we are. Our military is better than anyone's, and it ain't even close. So let me pull that off the screen now for y'all. The Venezuelans are getting ready to go hot. They are going to try to shoot down American planes, sink American vessels using Soviet-era missiles, Soviet-era equipment. Got to get a little quick drink of water. They are on high alert, full operational readiness. The Venezuelans have brought their military to the brink following the aircraft carrier strike group arriving in the region. This, my friends, my followers, my viewers, this is it. This is what happens when you can accidentally walk yourself into a war. Because if one Venezuelan missile commander gets a little bit itchy on the trigger finger and fires at a U.S. warship, the U.S. is going to go shock and awe in response. They are going to pummel every military installation, every government installation. They are going to light them up like a Christmas tree. It'll be brutal. It'll be overwhelming. It'll be an ass whooping of the decade. So I come to you to bring you this update. If Venezuela was smart, they would back down before a shot was fired. And they would say, we don't want anything to do with this. We do not want to talk to you. We do not want to talk ourselves into a war, is what I should say. What we want and what we're hoping for is to de-escalate. And Maduro could say, you know what? I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to leave. I'm going to pack my bags. I'm going to leave. I'm going to take my generals with me and we'll go live in Moscow with Bashar al-Assad. Instead, they are rushing military assets to the coast. They are deploying troops around the region, around Venezuela, and they are going on high alert, expecting an imminent American attack. And now America holds all the cards. We can sit back. We've got them totally surrounded. We've got the carrier strike group there. We can choke them out. We can blockade them. There's nothing they can do. And this situation is going to get out of control real fast. And if one Venezuelan missile is fired at a U.S. ship, they will unleash hell on them. That much I can guarantee you. That much I can guarantee you beyond a shadow of a doubt. But that is where we are at. Venezuela stands on high alert. The weapons have been cleared hot. We shall see how the U.S. responds if Venezuela is dumb enough to do something. But I want to know what you guys think. How do you think this situation ends? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Huge boost to the channel. Hit that notifications bell. All notifications on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are open. Reach out anytime with any information you have. I'll see you all next time.